The rookie WNBA superstar Caitlin Clark stunned the sports world at large with her unannounced courtside presence at the NBA matchup between the Suns and Warriors, sending shockwaves via media channels and both fan communities.
Adam Silver is at the game, and the first post on his Instagram dump is of Caitlin Clark, and that's from an NBA game.
Renowned for her exciting on-court performances, Caitlin has shown that she's more than just a. She plays basketball and is culturally. Thing that occurred as she entered the arena, everyone's eyes were on her as she left. Cameras and enthusiastic shouting fans, recording each and every shift.
Thank you so much. But you know what you want to do right now? Do you want to give that away? Yeah.
The official Twitter for the Sun was unable to avoid drawing attention to her entrance, and posts showcasing her courtside presence became well known in quick time, with one fan even stated that they saw Caitlin Clark as there. The game's high point once again proved her celebrity power surpasses all other levels. Felt more than just a laid-back night out.
Similar to a
assertion.
I've been saying Caitlin Clark is the face of basketball moving forward. Not the WNBA, but basketball, including the NBA.
The presence of Caitlin increased queries and provoked irrational conjecture. Did she come to help someone who could? This could be connected to a new brand agreement or a increasing cooperation between her and the NBA.
I think right here today, considering all of the social media, all of the outlets for attention, Caitlin Clark by far today is the most sought after popular star.
Regardless of the reason why, her attendance alone became the talk of the town, and her level of fame keeps increasing, so do the efforts of her critics, such as Angel Reese and Ojo Wilson, to downplay her achievements yet. With each of her viral moments, advertisements for her court appearance, Caitlin Clark firmly establishes herself as among the most talked about sportsmen in what's driving sports today. What does unstoppable momentum mean? Let's dig for her increasing impact. Further into the remaining moment, everyone was in a state of shock.
Caitlin Clark, what she's doing doesn't minimize what they've done, but we should have been giving her the credit. We saw the ratings, we saw the merchandise sales, we saw the attendance, but y'all want to make it about something else. Oh, what about the women that laid the foundation? What about this? What about it? That ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is box office. She's doing this. And instead of giving her credit, y'all tried to make it about, y'all poo-pooing the old guard. Y'all never talked about the old guard like this. Nah, I ain't gonna let it slide.
How surprised Caitlin Clark was. Presence on the court during the Suns game against the Warriors game wasn't just a interest, it sparked a fire of conjecture as to why the Iowa superstar, who has already captured the WNBA's attention, making waves in the NBA scene all of a sudden. Both analysts and fans were unable to assist, but wonder why she was at the game, particularly with the official Sun talking it up on her Twitter account as though she was the main draw.
So when Bill Simmons says she's, without a debate, bigger than any NBA star under 30, I don't think that's a hot take.
Was she either for a laid-back excursion, or was this, after all, it is a part of something far larger? Clark is accustomed to being in the spotlight because it appears that every action she takes carries strategic intent, according to some. Appearance was entirely subjective, perhaps connected to her relationship with Butler, her boyfriend's job at the university, an assistant coach, while some conjectured this could be a symptom of an impending support or cooperation with significant. Arizona is home to many sports brands of well-known figures, and Caitlin's quick ascent has drawn her attention from wealthy opportunities. Might this excursion be related to a covert agreement with a major sports company like Nike's headquarters are located close to the area, or maybe this was a subliminal hint at a potential relationship with the NBA itself, a crossover that would
break down boundaries in
basketball players in the professional league.
Caitlin Clark has been the best thing, the most dominant thing. Remember, there's been good players come out of college, but nobody really cared. We'd seen it. Nobody really cared.
Enhancing the Caitlin's reputation for intrigue. Making sudden movements, this wasn't merely. It felt like being spotted at an NBA game, as if she were expressing something. Appearance coincided with her. Critics such as AIA and Angel Reese Wilson has made a point of disparaging her accomplishments, characterizing her as exaggerated or undeserving.
Caitlin Clark just came in to play basketball. All of a sudden, the black women of the WNBA decided to knock her on her ass from behind. All of a sudden, the black women, Angel Reese and her teammates, decided to cheer for them. All of a sudden, other black women decided, like Asia Wilson, to be idiots when talking about her, jealous when they're talking about her. Caitlin Clark and her fans didn't start anything.
However, Caitlin's trip to Arizona May, whether on purpose or not, served as a reminder of her unwavering impact in a single. She controlled the discourse that evening, transforming a well-known NBA game into a platform for her continuously expanding brand for her followers. This was again another exciting part of the Caitlin Clark narrative, but her detractors saw it as evidence that attempting, even trying to outshine her, is futile. NBA analysts conjectured about her presence, confirming her status as someone who goes beyond leagues and sports. Sports are more than just hoops. Anymore, it's about Caitlin Clark as a emblem of advancement, aspiration, and the strength of contemporary sports celebrity. Whether she's lying or playing a game informally, Caitlin, the foundation for a new venture. Clark is adept at maintaining the spotlight, gladly abandoning the rest of us, speculating about her next move.
Playing in the Steph Curry shape, that's how she plays, bro. She gonna give you more than 10. She can shoot, and she got work, bro.
Caitlin Clark's presence at the courtside. The game between the Suns and Warriors wasn't. It was another isolated instance. Addition to her expanding list of appearances in public that are changing the way athletes interact with their listeners in contrast to most novices. The impact of Caitlin extends much beyond. She is more than simply a WNBA star on the hardwood. She is a cultural icon whose actions provokes discussions, but this isn't her first appearance in an unexpected locations have generated waves by being observed at well-known college games to attending important events informally. Caitlin's capacity for attention-grabbing is moments during the Suns-Warriors match. Caitlin wasn't merely an observer. Fans recognized her right away, with social media going into overdrive with uploads, images, and videos prior to she was featured on her Suns' official Twitter. The arena's presence, fans were giddy about her, and many more are eager to catch a better look at her than the athletes on the court. It demonstrates how her reputation as a player who changes the game comes before her in any situation. She went to a courtside photo with her brother, viral, demonstrating her relatability. And bigger than life, a pair of sportsmen were able to the way that Caitlin looks isn't just to get seen, they're about enhancing her reputation and producing her attendance at unforgettable events. Games that include a Butler visit. Previously, university matches were frequently aligned with tactical chances to participate. Her expanding fan base, including a video of her just applauding during a college game, received millions of TikTok views, demonstrating her unmatched capacity to increase media and fan interest. The Suns game was no exception. The NBA was eclipsed by her presence. Brightest stars sparking discussions about her impact and the reasons a novice in the WNBA might attract a lot of attention. Additionally, these appearances serve another because they support her unwavering place in the public eye while irritating her adversaries such as A.A. Wilson and Angel Reese, who have tried to minimize her achievements, are consistently greeted with unquestionable evidence of her rising fame. Every appearance serves as a reminder to them that Caitlin Clark is a force they must disregard as they attempt to reduce her impact. She subtly confirms her being a trailblazer, which makes her presence perceived in areas that have not traditionally honored women, athletes who share the same passion.
And I want to personally thank Caitlin Clark for lifting up our sport. And it just is not going to stop here. But when she is the #1 pick in the WNBA draft, she's gonna lift that league up.
Additionally, the Suns game represented Caitlin's increasing crossover popularity, Clark's brand, and her drawing skills. Her involvement in the NBA highlights her capacity to conflate the distinctions between leagues that raise awareness of women's sports in previously unheard of ways, while other similar movements have been tried by athletes. Not a single one has used Caitlin's effortlessly dominating headlines.
It's kind of the total package, and her being the French breaking that record, and the amount of attention that she has gained over the course of these last couple of years. Every building she goes into, there's a different energy. Like, it's great for her, great for women's basketball.
It's not only her; it's her in the game making waves. Personality, her relationship with her fans, and her adept handling of the sports. A world where every appearance is in. The most remarkable aspect of the occurrence is how she's utilizing these occasions to motivate a new creation of admirers by attending games that interact with humans, and even through widely shared videos of her most basic actions. Caitlin is taking to leave a legacy. It extends beyond basketball. Not only are appearances temporary, but they're turning points in a larger cultural change, demonstrating that women's sports can fetch as much enthusiasm and participation as any other, like a WNBA game or a college game. Caitlin Clark's court or an NBA arena is rewriting the story after a single viral event. However, Caitlin Clark's appearances in court and viral moments are only a portion of her enormous impact. What's underneath an empire of business success that solidifies her. She is not only an athlete but also a future business mogul in the making. Her marketability has increased dramatically, making her of the most coveted names in the world. Report on sports endorsement implies that Caitlin's income from likeness and name image nil trades are one among the highest, valued at more than $5 million a year, with some people making assumptions her entire annual income, which includes more than $10 million in endorsements, and this is only the first part of one of Caitlin's most famous collaborations is with State Farm, where her advertisements include. These advertisements have become immediate hits, done in ways beyond merely promoting a brand. They have made her seem like a relatable, yet ambitious person who appeals to a wide audience that goes beyond basketball fans. According to reports, she is also making 6 numbers for each endorsement deal, a astounding figure that demonstrates her amazing appeal in a competitive marketplace. From advertising adverts to collaborations with premium brands, Caitlin is utilizing her fame in ways that the WNBA had never seen before. Gamers.
Clark now has the rookie record, the history of the WNBA. She's now going to try to set the all-time record, but 12 games to go.
Caitlin Clark has done is grown the WNBA exponentially. She did in 5 weeks what would have taken 5 years. And as it pertains to draft viewership, she did in 5 days what would have taken 5 years.
Every agreement she makes is more than merely a gaining money is a triumph for women's visibility of sports worldwide, but Caitlin's accomplishments go beyond the numbers. It concerns what she stands for. Alongside her ascent, there has been an unheard of cultural phenomena that contrasts with mainstream movements. Fans of entertainment frequently compare her to Swifties' devotion to Taylor Swift, referring to her fans as the sports comparable to the phenomenon of pop stars. Videos of her performing, even the most basic. Millions are generated by actions like applauding. Checks out a recent video of Caitlyn at a. More than 2.7 million people watched the college game. TikTok views in a matter of hours weren't a press conference or highlight reel simply. Despite her presence, the internet couldn't get enough fame at this level. Is not without its difficulties for her. Criticism, such as AA and Angel Reese. Wilson keeps trying to cast her in a negative light. Accomplishments claiming she is overhyped, but each fresh recommendation, moment of virality or revolutionary, look acts as a counterbalance to their claims. It's evident that the impact of Caitlyn goes much beyond. Her skills on the court make her a emblem of what can happen when talent encounters opportunity. Her tale isn't simply, it's about breaking in basketball, obstacles, redefining standards, and motivating a generation of sportsmen and spectators to have larger dreams.
What Caitlin Clark does is kind of simple, really. She shows up at games, she signs autographs, she talks to little girls wearing jerseys, she smiles to the crowd, and then here's the most important thing. She competes like a maniac. I mean, like a maniac.
There is no denying Caitlyn's cultural influence. Her name has become household, and her reach goes much beyond athletics.
TikTok trends community too.
Headlines and the media at large, this maneuver is analyzed and appreciated, is not solely due to her extraordinary basketball abilities, even though they are her fame is based on the fact that she reflects a new era where female athletes are treated with the same respect as their. Caitlyn's capacity to match her male counterparts, create buzz, and protect millions of dollar transactions and attract notice at every step she takes demonstrates that she's far more. She's more than just a player, she's a movement. Also questions the status quo's creation. Critics make Angel Reese and Aya uncomfortable. Wilson's attempts to minimize her achievements simply serve to draw attention to their annoyance with Caitlyn's indisputable trajectory when they assess her from. Caitlyn is watching from the sidelines, establishing standards and controlling areas that were previously believed to be inaccessible to WNBA players' commercial accomplishments and the fandoms related to. She has established an ecology in which she is more than just a basketball player, an emblem of pop culture.
The movement.
I think, like you said, Caitlyn's been great, but I've heard no one say Caitlyn got the opportunity to be this because of all the sweat of these women that came before her. You know, so like it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Like Caitlyn has 1,000% brought uptick in popularity to the league, which is great.
Finally, we have Victor Wembanyama. He is arguably the most similar player to Clark, not in play style, but in the specific context they've entered the league in.
The Caitlyn Clark effect is evidence of her diligence and astute business motions, but it also reflects something more significant: the shifting sports and entertainment landscape, wherein women are not restricted to their male counterpart shadows. Caitlyn is spearheading this effort to become an emblem of excellence that goes beyond the game. From the times she went viral to her endorsements worth millions of dollars, as demonstrated by Caitlyn Clark, the world is enthusiastic and prepared to accept female athletes. To accept Caitlyn Clark's center stage presence on the court during the Suns game against Warriors game was far more than just a informal get-together. It was another chapter in her extraordinary ascent to fame. The conjecture regarding her purpose for being there, the tremendous buzz she generated just by being there, and the ease with which she took one of the highlights from an NBA game. In all honesty, Caitlyn Clark is a phenomenon never before witnessed in the sports world. Every move she makes in the decades, from her moments of viral fame to her prominent endorsements, demonstrate that she's doing more than just playing the game, rewriting it. What's remarkable is how the impact of Caitlyn extends much beyond whether she's applauding at a WNBA college game appearing on a state farm, advertising, or arousing interest using Caitlyn's every action during the courtside visit into a situation where she can control headlines and attract notice at each turn highlights her exceptional capacity to reach out to fans everywhere. Demographics serves as a reminder of the reasons she is very revolutionary, not only because basketball for women but for the whole. Her presence in Arizona's sports business might have generated conjecture, but there's no doubt that Caitlin Clark understands how to maintain global attention, and for those who have attempted to sabotage her achievements, similar to AJ Wilson Caitlin's and Angel Reese's, expanding impact is not feasible to disregard as they cast shade from the Caitlin is out here on the sidelines making headlines that inspire and smash records. Every major, every viral video, millions deal, and each instance of fan frenzy is a reminder of how far she has come. Critics are free to label it hype. However, Caitlin Clark, the data don't lie, has created a legacy in just a few months that a lot of sportsmen dedicate their whole pursuing occupations that are the most exciting is that this is only the start. Caitlin's career is only getting started. Nevertheless, she is already altering the way the world perceives women's sports. Attending NBA games suggests the potential cross-league opportunities, partnerships, while her endorsements indicate a time when female athletes will be able to possess the same level of financial and cultural power as their counterparts who are men. It's a long overdue transition, and Caitlin Clark is poisedly leading the charge.
Perseverance and indisputable talent as
the effect of Caitlin Clark is still expand, so does her impact on the next young athletes of our generation now have a mentor who demonstrates to them what's perhaps someone who is not only exceptionally good at the court, but she utilizes her position to encourage and support. Caitlin's path is about more than just basketball, removing obstacles and dispelling myths by demonstrating that women's athletics are simply as thrilling, lucrative, and influential as anything else in the Suns industry. The game against the Warriors might have been the location, but Caitlin was the true protagonist. Clark is no longer merely a rookie. She is a cultural figure, a trailblazer, and a representation of what sports' future holds. Can appear as her impact increases thus. Does her legacy leave detractors and admirers? Even the media, who are unsure of what will Caitlin Clark do next? There is no doubt that the globe will be observing if you're prepared to jump in. The most recent and memorable events in basketball for women, you're in the right place. Here on WNBA Original, we provide coverage. Anything from breaking news to uplifting tales that bring you closer to the players who create the action. Whatever occurs, remember to hit subscribe and activate alerts so you'll be the first to know about everything that's occurring both on and off the court. Many thanks for seeing, and keep checking back for more from the original WNBA.